Bob Sansevere, I'm here with Pioneer Press Deputy Sports Editor John Pluym. Now, John, the possibility exists for both Kevin and Pat Williams now to be suspended for 4 games to start the season. Vikings would have a little bit of an issue at tackle. You're a big go-get John Henderson or Albert Haynesworth believer, are you not?
I am. I think making the move for Haynesworth makes all the sense in the world when you consider that the Redskins paid the $21 million in the roster bonus April 1st. That only leaves him with a $3.6 million contract for the season. Why not gamble, trade a third-round pick for him, bring him in, and you have yourself a nice insurance policy if those guys get suspended?
Do you think you can get him? If you can get him for a third-round pick, I would think you make that deal. And would there be a better interior of tackles than Kevin Williams and Albert Haynesworth if Haynesworth can go back to when he was an All-Pro 2 years before going to Washington?
I certainly think he gives you probably the best defensive line rotation in football, being able to rotate him and Kevin. Or if you want to move Kevin to the nose and put Haynesworth at the 3 technique, I mean, they'd be really, really strong up the middle. I mean, last year I was a big proponent of going out and signing Haynesworth, and the Vikings didn't do that. But I think they have a golden.
Start listening to you.
They have a golden opportunity right now. The big question is, how does he fit in the locker room? Because they have a lot of guys now who run that locker room, including Pat Williams. And the thing is, with Haynesworth, you just don't know what you're going to get with him because he's such a wild card.
You mentioned Pat in your rotation. You didn't really mention him. I mean, he is getting up there in years. He's going to be 38 years old.
38 years old.
I mean, this would certainly give you a season of transition from Pat to Haynesworth. Is that what you're? I mean, he would become the starter within a year. He could become the starter this year.
The thing that probably makes maybe even a little bit more sense is you bring in John Henderson, the former defensive tackle for the Jags, just because he's 6'7", 335. He can play nose. He's big. You put him next to Kevin, and he's still a dominant football player. Again, it comes down to money and what the Vikings.
Why not bring them both in? They got money to burn.
I don't know.
Henderson and Haynesworth. That's a heck of a rotation right there.
It'd be a great rotation, but I think logically it would probably make more sense to bring in Henderson because I think you could get him for less money.
6'7". Can he come off the edge?
Probably not at 335.
335, by the way. A lot of these guys that say they're 335 are more like 380.
You and I could come off the edge.
You faster than that? Yeah. Speaking of edge, we'll edge our way out of this conversation.